Saturn, the planet of karma, the ruler of Capricorn and Aquarius, which is right now in the sign of Aquarius and about to change the zodiac on 12th of July, will move to the Capricorn Zodiac. It's another zodiac sign till 23rd of October in the retrograde motion. Saturn is in Mool Trikon sign in Aquarius. But when Saturn goes in Capricorn, it comes into action. Because Capricorn or Makar Rashi is a confluence of water and earth element. Although it is primarily an earth element, but you can explain Capricorn as a fertile land. And a fertile land will always have components of water. Capricorn also gets maximum heat of the sun, and it is also the area where Martian energies reign supreme. So it is like a farmer putting all its muscular might, all its effort, blood and sweat to plow the field and yield the crop, make the soil fertile and earn a livelihood. And that is why it is a zodiac sign of parishram or labor or hard work. What happened when Saturn went to Capricorn? You can watch my previous video back in 2020. This was a restriction, a reminder for the universe, the way universe was going, the way the earth, the way the human beings were moving in their life was at a very dangerous pace, which was against the environment, and so we were confined to our home. Reason can be traced back, that's a different question. But what is the astrological reason behind any particular event? Because anything happens, be it at the will of a person or nature, there must be some astrological understanding behind that. And the very basic reason was that Saturn did not like the way we are living. Saturn wanted us to experience the isolation. Now, this Saturn is coming back to Capricorn. On 12th of July, Saturn will roll back from the farthest degree of Capricorn, from the 30 degrees, and will try to come back. And in which nakshatra? It's Dhanishta nakshatra. The thing is, Saturn will go retrograde till 23rd October and then again create a direct motion, again move forward to the sign of Aquarius, and in January next year, Saturn will make its final move to the Aquarius zodiac sign. Now the thing here is that till 23rd of October, this retrograde Saturn is going to fix many things in the Capricorn zodiac sign. It will make you revisit aggressively, fix the loopholes, and complete the unfinished task. When Saturn was going in the forward motion, it was actually moving in a way where it was aggressively passing the laws and aggressively doing its karma. But when it comes back, few things will be rolled back and few things will be revisited in your life. You might also see that there are few people who will go back to the living state before 2020. Now, you will have to see whether you were living in a positive manner before 2020 or a negative manner. I'm not saying that their finances will go down or they will have a lot of problems. No. It is in general. The mindset, the attitude of life will go back. Now, that is where Saturn will take a test for humanity. Let me give you a situation. Do you go back to the previous bad state of life, or you have learned something and you want to only grow in the forward direction? Say you were in a bad relationship before 2020, and during this couple of years, you tried something, you mended your ways, and now given an opportunity to roll back what you have compromised, will you? And all of us will see this happening in our life. I will explain that in detail when I will make ascendant wise videos. So please subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon so that you and me can stay connected. And please follow me on Telegram channel, the link which is in the description box, because I upload all the links of all my videos there, so that in case you don't get notified, you will see videos coming there. A Telegram series is coming soon. So the thing is that when Saturn goes retrograde, it will impact market, it will impact nature, it will take test for many of us, and whoever will pass the test, whoever will understand the motive of Saturn will see success, and whoever will try to go back to the previous state of life will face another challenge by Saturn. See, Capricorn is a zodiac sign of action. If your action before 2020 were as per dharma, you were doing the right thing at the right time, then doing that again is of no problem, because you can do things that are aligning to the right path, the righteousness. But whoever would want to do that automatically would have understood for the next 2 years the better way to do it. So actually, they will never go back to the previous state. Who is going to go back to the previous state? Who is desperately trying to regain, restore the momentum of life. Now, a lot of us, especially Gemini moon sign and Capricorn moon sign and Scorpio moon sign, suffered during the transit of Saturn in the sign of Capricorn, and whoever had Sadhisati also suffered a lot, like Aquarius and Sagittarius. The question to you will be that do you really want to go back? Or whatever you have learned from here, whatever learning you have absorbed, you want to move forward. Because if you want to go back, Saturn will not actually allow you to go back. It's a test. Saturn wants you to move forward. Do you really want to go back, or you want to move to the Aquarius zodiac sign, which is actually karma phal? Yes, if you want to revisit, to correct something, if there is an error correction, you want to fix something from the past, you want to fulfill your duties that you were not able to fulfill because of any reason, then Saturn will give you necessary tools, necessary pathway, necessary guidance, so that you are able to do that. But before that, you will have to bring that into your cognizance. You first must realize whatever you have not done in the past life, in the era before 2020, pre 2020 era. Because if you are trying to fix something, if you are trying to correct something, that means you have realized your mistake, and you want to do the prayashchit of that. You want to compensate for it. And that is something what Saturn actually intends, that a person should accept the mistake, be grounded, be humble, and then be ready to change himself, change his way of life, so that that mistake is compensated and is not repeated again. You know what is the biggest theme of the Saturn retrogression? The biggest theme will be, have we learned anything from our own life and our own karma? Also, retrograde Saturn will bring a lot of reforms in society. Judiciary reforms, a lot of laws around the world will change. Relations between countries will change. So you also will see the impact on your personal level, because whatever happens up in the you can say power will trickle down to a common man. So whichever country will learn from the mistake and will bring necessary reforms in their society, in their life, in their world, in economics, will see positive things going on. Whoever will desperately try to be somebody who he was or who the country was before 2020 might face resistance of Shani. A retrograde planet is actually a very powerful planet. The reason is that astronomically, whenever there is a retrogression, first of all, retrogression is nothing but relative apparent movement of a planet. It is like you are passing speedily in front of a car which is moving slow. So when you are going forward, the car appears to go backward. But the car is actually not going backward. The car is moving forward, but slowly. The speed is slow. Similarly, when the Saturn is moving, the Earth moves fast in its orbit, crossing the Saturn, and therefore when there is a retrogression at that particular instant, Saturn is closer to the Earth. And when Saturn is closer to the Earth, the easier you can say that it is a greater impact on the planet. Not the gravitational impact, I'm not talking about that. It's a mathematical analogy. It means a retrograde planet will have a greater tendency to impact your life. And a planet which is retrograde in its own house will also become more and more powerful. So a retrograde Saturn is like a Saturn who wants to roll back to the previous state, move fast. And retrograde in Hindi means vakri. Vakri means crooked, deviated. So a retrograde Saturn is a Saturn that is deviated from its natural principle, who is usually goes slow, but now he is trying to move faster, just apparently. So in that way, you can also assume that retrograde Saturn will take certain measure which is not obvious or which is not natural for the planet. That means in order to fix the situation, Saturn can actually, instead of slowing things down, it can accelerate. So for people who are stuck from 2.5 years, in spite of your bestest effort, if you are unable to move in the right direction, Saturn will bring justice to your life. Saturn will make things move faster. Should you, by your own might and your own effort, move fast in your life? The answer is no. Rather, you should go slow. Let the Saturn increase the pace. Because if the pace of Saturn is too high, it will become unmatched and you will fall down. A retrograde Saturn is not a very unusual phenomenon. It's very common. Every year for some time, say 5-6 months, Saturn goes retrograde, and this happens in 2021, it happened in 2020, it will happen every next year. That's very obvious. But what is the retrogression? Why is the retrogression so important this time? The reason is when Saturn will go retrograde in Capricorn, it will start impacting Jupiter and Ketu. Now that is where the magic lies. Because see, Jupiter, which is in the sign of Pisces, which will also go retrograde on 29th of July. And Saturn's third aspect will fall on that Jupiter. So it means, have you learned something? Are you trying to recover from the loss? Or are you trying to do something desperately and you end up facing the losses? So, investments should be done very carefully. Donations to poor people, charity, helping the needy, helping animals, saving the society, saving the culture, saving the nature, wherever you are in the world is your prime responsibility. You have to be a good citizen. That's what Saturn wants in the first place. Saturn's retrograde motion aspecting Jupiter is Saturn aspecting Jupiter in Pisces. This is where the Samudra Manthan begins again. Saturn also aspects Ketu in the sign of Libra from the 10th aspect. And remember, Ketu in Libra is already trying to reassess the balance, and when a retrograde Saturn happens to cast a 10th aspect on that sign, which is actually the sign of exaltation of Saturn, the Libra gets so much of energy of Ketu and Saturn, and mind that Libra will find Jupiter 6th from itself, which is in the, but you can say, Prarabdha of Libra. I will make another video for this energy sector. But what happens here is that the entire balance is getting reshuffled. So you will see there are a lot of movements happening around government and government policies throughout the world. Situation someplace can go bad, in some areas situation can become really progressive, really good. That we will have to see for that what will happen in the next 6 months. But Libra in your horoscope will see tremendous amount of reforms, because Saturn will push all the energy to Libra. And remember, I discussed in my Venus video that what's wrong with Venus. Because Ketu is in Libra, wherever Venus is desperately trying to correct the portion, correct the energies of the Libra zodiac sign. Now, when Venus moves to Cancer zodiac sign, it will come under the direct impact of Saturn. Venus will directly see Saturn. And that is, remember, you need to track when Venus is in Cancer zodiac sign, because that is the time when the Shukra watches duty, karma. So Venus and Saturn face each other. This is a retrograde Saturn. And when they face each other, Taurus and Libra completely gets the energy, and that is when the sacrifice is needed, that is when the reforms are needed, that is when the emotional changes will happen, that is when you can say the relationships will be changed, the equation will change. Say you and your spouse, you and your brothers, sisters, family, neighbors, all that will change so slightly. So if you're missing somebody, it's the time to connect. If you want your relationship should be restored, try humbly. If you want to call an old friend and that old friend was out of touch for a very long time, maybe this is the time. But when Venus will come in front of Saturn, this also means that past negative relations also can come in front of your face, and that can also create some problems, so be careful. Extramarital affair will be treated very negatively by this Saturn. Anything that is adharma, against the path of righteousness, what is wrong for you, your relatives, your society, your country, your nation, the earth, universe, will be challenged by Saturn. And this is a retrograde Saturn. It is coming back to hit you. You can't fight this. You will have to understand and accept what Saturn has to offer you. A retrograde Saturn also means that you need to focus on your comfort areas. You might have to change the way you are handling your career. Revamp in your career will happen, especially people who have Saturn dominated horoscope. You will see that career related changes will become the theme in your life. And because this Saturn is retrograding in Dhanishta nakshatra, Dhanishta being a very wealthy nakshatra, this is going to impact finances. So stock market, cryptos, all will be impacted and negatively. So be very, very careful. So we are hearing the talks that there might be a global recession, and now you can correlate that it is coming in line with a Saturn retrogression and then Saturn direct in the Capricorn zodiac sign. Now, how is Capricorn related to recession? See, recession means you don't have ability to spend money. Liquidity reduces. Your money is it's in a way that you are preserving more and more money, spending less. At least that is my understanding of recession. And Saturn aspect to the sign of Pisces, which is the natural 12th house, is making everybody go more and more conservative economically. So which means you should spend. Spending cannot be stopped. You should spend, but you should also justify your spending. Even if it is a very costly spending, if you can justify, say there is a businessman who wants to buy a MacBook, and the MacBook costs $5,000. But if it can be justified because it is producing him income, fine. But if a school student goes and admires of buying a gaming laptop worth thousands of dollars or lakhs of rupees, but he can't justify, then it is going to be a problem. So what should you do? You should basically pray to Lord Saturn by chanting Nilanjanam Samabhasam Raviputram Yamagrajam Chhaya Martanda Sambhutam Tam Namami Shanashcharam. Praying to Lord Shani, recognizing your duties, fulfilling your duties, doing what you are supposed to do are few ways by which you can correct Saturn. Apologizing for your mistake, accepting your mistake, being humble, being grounded, eating right, being close to nature, following yoga, pranayam are simple ways by which you can tackle the Saturnian energy. If something is not going right, don't force yourself into that. Try to understand why it's not going right and then take necessary measures. Retrograde Saturn also means that you will have to go back to the drawing board and figure out what went wrong. And for many people, their life will become beautiful because of this. If you are suffering from past couple of years and with no reason you are facing challenges because of the planetary situation in your horoscope, a retrograde Saturn will bring justice, will bring relief to you. Obviously, it is going to behave differently for each individual, but it will have a common theme. The common theme will be revisit, restore, fix, and correct the mistakes. A lot of unfinished tasks will be completed. Now, when Saturn goes retrograde, and if it finds that whatever it wanted to teach is not learnt by humanity, this retrograde Saturn can be negative for all of us, and we can see some global events that will not be so good because Saturn will think that it's like a teacher who comes back to the class and see that the class is playing and not studying, so teacher will become more strict. It is our responsibility to tell the planets, to tell the universe that we have learned and we have grown and we are ready to move in the next, we are ready to take the next step, not go backward. So use of technology should be done in a way that is more constructive. Use of words, verbal and non-verbal verbal communication should be done that is more polite, that is more helpful, that is more engaging, that is more positive and affirmative. And helping the poor of the society, helping the elders in the society, respecting everybody is the theme of this transit. And I hope we all will prove to be a better human being, and a retrograde Saturn will be just a slingshot of the Saturn to the path of light and success. Thank you for watching this video till the end. We'll meet in the next video. The ascendant wise videos of Saturn retrograde will come soon. Watch this channel for more. Subscribe and stay connected. Namaste.